Canon continues to dwell on how to build a compact autofocus lens that moves fast and smoothly without screwing up image quality or sounding like a washing machine on a silent film set. I found documentation that explains the meat of the problem, how Canon plans to solve it, and most importantly, the value proposition. I'll break everything down step by step. And if you're serious about staying ahead of the latest camera curve, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It keeps this channel growing while keeping you in the loop. In Canon's patent application, JP 2025-080717, filed on November the 14th, 2023, and published just recently on May the 26th, 2025, Canon claims to provide a compact lens driving device capable of suppressing deterioration in optical performance and moving image performance. Okay, so you're Canon, and you're working with big lens elements in lenses like this 100 to 500 millimeter f4.5 to 7.1, and you want to move it fast. Well, traditionally, you had two options. You either made a huge lens to cram in a bigger motor, or you introduced side vibrations and noise that tilted the lens. This degraded optical and video performance. Not exactly the cinematic look that we're going for. Well, in figure 14 of the patent application, Canon shows us visually how those old systems would tilt the lens barrel, and how the coils would interact with magnets. That tilt? Well, it kills sharpness and creates jitter. And no one wants that unless you're filming the sequel to the Blair Witch Project, Mirrorless Mayhem. So how has Canon solved this problem, you might ask? Well, right, let's cue the next chapter. Canon proposes a new lens driving system with 2 or more linear motors. And in Claim 1 of the patent description, they're placed evenly around the lens barrel at around 360 degrees. Each motor has 2 coils, but one of them is bent. And yes, it's bent on purpose, which is outlined in Claim 3 of the patent application. These coils interact with the magnetic assembly using a Hallback array, which focuses the magnetic field in just the right direction to keep things compact and powerful. The coils are smartly arranged so that lateral Lorentz forces cancel each other out. They also make sure that the coils are tucked closer to the lens axis than the magnet's power surface. Why? Because Canon engineers learned pretty early on that if you placed coils near the magnetic assembly, it can get hit with stray or unintended forces that, well, can create that wobble that we don't want. Oh, and in the second embodiment, one of the coils is flat while the other one is bent. That asymmetry helps further tune the force imbalance, minimizing interference from the magnetic sidewalls. For photographers, we get faster autofocus, tighter tolerances, and a more compact lens, meaning more room in your bag for a half a dozen LP-E6P batteries. For videographers, you get smoother focus transitions, less noise and vibration. No need to ADR your entire dialogue scene because your lens sounded like a squeaky shopping cart. In simple terms, Canon's doubling down on making lenses smaller and lighter, but not just doing that with cheaper components, but using smarter materials, smarter components, engineering how they place coils and magnetic assemblies so that way we don't get the wobble, so that we don't have to put in stronger motors to overcome them. And that's a smart thing. I've seen an awful lot of patent applications in the past 3 years that are aiming to make lenses smaller and lighter, from primes, zooms, super telephotos, from every aspect of the price range. And how they do it, patent after patent, the engineers get in there and they're tweaking things. Sometimes it's a rather complex way of engineering the problem, and other times, well, it's a little bit more simple. Now, while this patent application does include lens embodiments of sorts, it doesn't provide us with everything, and it doesn't provide us with the actual focal ratio range. Now, if I was to hazard a guess, looking at all the information here, I would imagine that we're looking at zooms from a 70 to 200 up to a 100 to 400 or a 100 to 500 millimeter. and of course everything in between. But the real question you might be asking yourself, okay, we have a value proposition, but how likely is it that we're going to see this technology in new lenses that are coming out from Canon? Well, I would actually say it's not only a foregone conclusion, but any lenses released in the last, let's say, 6 to 8 months that are at least L series, well, they probably already have this technology hidden inside. In a way, what this patent application is doing is explaining the science and technology behind these new lenses, such as the 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8. I want to say thank you very much for watching this video to the very end. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. And if you are interested in purchasing any camera bodies or lenses, including the ones I have in the description down below, or not for Adorama, B&H, and Amazon.com, then please consider using the affiliate links that I have in the description down below, because it really does help this channel grow. I get anywhere from 2 to 5% back, and it's what supports this channel. This channel is very much viewer supported. Now, if you click on any of those links to that site and you go ahead and choose something else while you're in the session, no worries, I get credit for that as well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's very much appreciated. Have yourself a great day, a great week, and we'll see you again soon.